From the Blue Line FIC, good evening, high school hockey fans, and welcome to the WIAA. I'm Dave Preston here tonight, along with Mike Pfeiffer, to bring you all the play-by-play action as the Fond du Lac Goodrich Cardinals entertain crosstown rival, the St. Mary Springs Ledgers. And Mike, the first time in some 14 years that these two teams have met, and it happens here in the sectional semifinal.
Well, Dave, it's a game that you and I know, and I think half the city of Fond du Lac has been looking forward to an awful long time. We saw this possible matchup early in the season when the pairings came out. This is done well before the pairings for state tournament for hockey. So we knew it was a very strong possibility that this event would take place. And by the looks of the crowd here tonight, you can see it's kind of loud in here right now. It's a boisterous crowd. They're looking to have a lot of fun, and I think this could be an outstanding hockey game.
I think this, if the two teams do not get fired up over this, we'll see this crowd and the way they're going about things here tonight. I don't know what could possibly fire them up. We have not one, but two pep bands here tonight. That's very unusual, unless you get down to the state tournament, of course.
Well, it's state tournament atmosphere here in Fond du Lac. As you said, it's the first time this has happened in 14 years. It begins a new rivalry maybe in the city of Fond du Lac. We had the Springs and Fond du Lac play back in the early 80s, some 6 times. Ledgers conquered all 6 of those, but keep in mind that was when the Ledgers were a state powerhouse, when Fond du Lac was just beginning their program. That ceased to continue in the late 80s, and now due to the fact that the St. Mary Springs Ledgers are playing in the WIAA state tournament, the matchup is reoccurring, and this should be a great game. Matching a couple of teams, first of all, the Fond du Lac Cardinals, the teams that have struggled through the course of this season. Keep in mind, Fond du Lac has been a perennial state tournament participant the last few years down in Madison. This year have struggled, only got their third.
We didn't make it last year.
Right, 2 years prior to that, but the 4 years in a row. But Fond du Lac just gets their third win of the year in their first game in the tournament here earlier this week. So it's been a long time coming for them between wins, but Fond du Lac for the first time healthy. They've been a team that's been wounded through the course of the season, now have their complete roster back, and they look to do some things on a new season.
Well, ironically, Mike, you're talking in terms of injuries and what have you, the same thing holds true for the St. Mary Springs Ledgers. They actually had thought that they had lost Luke St. Lawrence for the season here about 3 or 4 weeks ago. Doc Welch did some of his magic on that shoulder.
Called Reggie.
Called Reggie. And Luke St. Lawrence back on the ice and skated very well here on Monday night. St. Mary Springs Ledgers come in here at 16-4-1. On paper, you would think that the Ledgers probably should have owned this hockey game. That is probably not going to be the case. I think that Fond du Lac is the stronger defensive team. I think that Springs, quite obviously, is the stronger offensive team. Where this one's going to boil down to, Mike, is a chess match between the formidable Mike Cowan and Wes Boland, who has been a long-time head coach at Fond du Lac Goodrich. Mike Cowan has been a long-time coach, period, at Waupun, then at St. Lawrence, at Lawrence University, and then, of course, over here at St. Mary Springs, where he's rebuilding the St. Mary Springs Ledger program. So you have two very veteran coaches, and I think that this game could boil down to maybe some moves that the coaching staff makes.
Well, moves are obviously going to play a factor, and it should be intriguing to watch what they do to counter, to play a little chess match between themselves. But the fact of the matter is, neither of those guys can score a puck or stop a puck.
That's true.
It's going to have to be done on the ice, and the points you made about both teams, I think, was very accurate. Also, I think Fond du Lac, St. Mary Springs is probably going to be the quicker of the teams. Another thing that I think could be a factor in this game is penalties. I think it's going to be key for both teams not to give free opportunities to the opposition if they want to contend, because power play situations, not only if you score, but they tend to wear you down defensively.
All righty, we're going to be back with the starting lineups for both clubs right after this on your WIAA Sectional Hockey Report.
Kids, it's dinner time.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
You're my daughter, right?
Right.
And I'm Joe, your son.
Joey. Today's families are so busy, it seems they need time to get reacquainted.
So, honey, how are the violin lessons?
It's piano.
And nothing brings busy families together like KFC. Get 8 pieces of original recipe chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw, and 4 buttermilk biscuits for just $9.99.
Is it Dan?
Dave, right?
Try Dad. Everybody needs a little KFC.
I had to let that resound just a little bit because both those hockey teams look like the Wisconsin Badgers taking the ice here tonight.
You know, you could just feel not only the fans, but the players, and rightfully so, have the adrenaline pumped a little bit too. They came out of the gate there and they were pumped as they hit the ice. And this should be an exciting game, no matter who wins. And I certainly hope, before we even get started here, that the winner moves on to the state tournament, and I hope the losing team and their fans will back the winner in their effort to bring a state championship to Fond du Lac.
Certainly the largest crowd that we have had for a high school hockey game for either one of these teams here tonight. And I dare say, like, the largest student body section that we have seen from each school for any sport throughout the season.
Yeah, I would go along with that. Right now, let's take it down ice side with the starting lineups and Red Mullenbach.
The team will be the St. Mary's Springs Ledgers, and the home team will be the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Introducing the starting lineup for your St. Mary's Springs Ledgers.
Starting lineups. Couldn't stand to get a quick shot of the coaches across the way. Probably going to be a little bit too late for that. Okay, the Ledger Pep Band here tonight will have the national anthem. national anthem by the Ledger Pep Band here this evening.
Well, Dave, I don't think we have to go to Madison to get tournament atmosphere.
No, I'll tell you, quite the chess match already, and then Bob, don't put the Ledger starting lineup up. That one's all right. The Ledger lineup, I kind of goofed you up a little bit there. Zincraft in the net. Nelson, Murray, and Whalen will start up front, and John Coleman and Troy Burgess starting here tonight. I don't know just how many shifts that we will see that. I don't expect to see it very long. Normally, the two of them are split. Those are certainly the two best defensemen that the Ledgers have, that the Cardinals have.
Well, you know, I think the key part of this chess match that we talk about will be the strength of the Fond du Lac defensemen against the ability and quickness of the front line for St. Mary's Springs.
Get a look at Mike Cowan there, the Ledger head coach. I don't know there, Matt. Can you find Wes Mullen? Wes is back in the pile. There he is.
What's this with Eric Ferdinand tonight? Boy, dressed up and no place to go. Look at him.
Well, him and P.J. Coleman, both with sport jackets on here this evening.
Well, the much anticipated match is about ready from the drop the puck with tonight's play-by-play WIAA hockey on Marcus Cable. Here's Dave Preston.
And thank you very much, sir, Mike Pfeiffer. As the puck is played down into the Cardinal end, Special K, John Coleman goes back, retrieves it. Here's Johnny K back out with the puck. Moving it up ice, comes in over the blue line, hit it, pump checked away. Ledger's looking to turn it back out there, could not, did. Loose puck here at center ice. Taken down is Siebert by Weiland. Now dumped right back down into the Ledger end. Going down the corner of the far wing is Jason Dill. Played around the boards here to the near side. Siebert pushing it up ice here to Mickelson. Burgess on the poke check. Puck played down the corner here to the near side. Burgess takes it away. Troy Burgess to move it up ice. Shoots it out ahead, far side wing, out in over the blue line, as it is going to be picked up and played there by Doug Carlson. Carlson sweeps it back in behind the net here now for Jason Dill. Ahead, here's Kotke. Kotke in over the line, and it poke checked away. And it is picked up there by Tony Letizia. Letizia played it down the far side corner, loose out behind. Here's Letizia to the near side corner, pinned up against the corner boards. As Kotke now centers it out in front, and this one is cleared back out to neutral ice. Matt Sass there turned it right back in. Ledger is hanging back on their own blue line now, as they will turn the puck back to neutral ice.
See, early in this game, both teams playing a little bit defensively, and I think neither team wanting to make an early mistake and give one or the other momentum.
Donnelly's going to go here for a hook. Donnelly taking down one of the Ledgers. He's going to go.
Well, let's check it officially. 29 red tripping.
Kevin Donnelly to the box. 2 minutes on the trip. And the Ledgers will go on the power play.
Both these teams arriving to this game in similar circumstance by winning their first rounds easily by shutouts. Both teams going into running time. Ledgers win 6-0. Fond du Lac wins 7-0.
So they face off just outside the Ledger end.
And both these goalies, the same goalies that went round one, so they're both coming off shutout games.
And flipped off the boards. Here's Carlson with a drive knocked down there by Ziegfeld. Played off to the near side corner. As going down into the corner, Sheath pulls it out here for Carlson along the blue line, sends it off into the slot. Ledger's got a double up there. And Sean Tobin taken down into the far corner. Ledgers hold the point. Mickelson coming in. Tobin gets dumped to the ice out in front. Close to an interference call there, Mike. They got away with it. Carlson tees it up, drive, loose puck out in front, right in front of the crease, and now Zink comes out and will cover it. Whistle, stoppage of play.
Oh, Ledgers with some good pressure here on this power play. 1:15 left on it. 12:26 to go here in the first period of action from the blue line FIC. Still no score. You look there at Matt Zinkraft, Fond du Lac goalie.
Face off to the glove side of Matt Zinkraft.
Fond du Lac getting a late line change on here. They're going to.
They do have the last change here tonight. They are,
bringing
according to the
Burgess.
flip, the home team.
Burgess comes on late change.
Capillari in on the draw there along with Andy King. Andy King's birthday today, as a matter of fact. Puck pushed up to the neutral zone. Ledgers will have to reload. 1:04 remaining to be played here in the man advantage. And back out comes Springs. Moving it up ice. Eric Sheath on the far side wing. He dumped it down into the Cardinal end. It is picked up there. Abe Searle dumped it around the boards, held it on the point of the far side. Pinched there real nice by Mickelson. Wow. Knuckle puck in. Zinkraft made the stop and it got away from him.
Actually knocked down in traffic out in front, and Zink had a
And this time Zinkraft has it in the glove off the drive from Carlson.
Zink had to make a quick adjustment. The puck, fortunately for Fond du Lac, went wide of the cage at any rate. But Matt here with his third save of this young hockey game. The opposite end, Carl Bacon, has yet to touch the puck.
I'll tell you, Mike, the experience between these two teams definitely belongs with the Fond du Lac Cardinals. The Ledger team, an extremely young team, laden with sophomores and freshmen, believe it or not.
And also, Fond du Lac has weathered and are more used to the tournament experience, as well as the fact, for St. Mary Springs, this is their first time in WIA, so it's a new experience for them.
St. Lawrence on the doorstep, puck poke checked away, sent down the length of the rink. 15 seconds remaining in the man ad as the Ledgers will have time for one reload here if they can get it out of there quickly. St. Lawrence looking to bring it up. Down to 6 seconds here in the man ad. Pushed out ahead. Letitia goes down the corner to the near side. Whistle offsides for a two-line pass.
I think it might have been icing. Yep, with 1 second left on the power play. So Fond du Lac will have to wait for Kevin Donnelly to come out after the drop of the puck.
Well, I'll tell you, for the faithful of either of these two teams, Mike, this has got to be nice to come in here and have a crowd like this.
Yep.
I'm talking for the normal fans who have been here all year.
Well, you sometimes wonder why you can't get a little more support all season long. Granted, when you have an inner city thing, they tend to come out a little bit more, but...
Yeah, they don't know what they're missing, do they?
Yep, these teams should both have more support all year long.
If they think this is fun, they should be here all year long because the rest of the season's been just as much fun.
Fond du Lac Springs has put up a great record on the season. Fond du Lac Goodrich have played close games all year long that have been exciting.
Well, they've had a lot of close games, Mike.
Tied 4 of them.
And how many overtime games altogether? Dumped into the far corner there is Pete McIntosh. Puck played up through neutral ice. Here's Kevin Donnelly just out of the sin bin. And he'll push it ahead. Broken up there by Anders along the blue line. Dumped right back in once again. Dill will turn it right back out. Near side wing. Ziebert looked to push it up ice. Had to drop it back now for Capillari. Played it in over the blue line, down the corner to the far wing. As going to retrieve it there is Kevin Close. Held into the point of the far side wing. Here's Carlson. Teed it up there with a drive, fired wide. And it runs the rail to the near side. Matt Sass holding. Played it back down into the near side corner once again. Ziebert is there. Ziebert gets tackled by Special K. And the puck loose into the near side corner. As it is picked out of there by John Coleman. Again, Sass with a wonderful job on the near point, holding the near point. Cardinals having trouble clearing the zone. Ledgers, Mike, have really done a job forechecking thus far.
Yeah, really for control thus far of the game. It's been pretty much Ledgers. Fond du Lac did have to play a man down for 2 minutes. But really, still unofficially, I do not have them getting a shot on net yet.
Walking right out in front, loose puck. And it is cleared by Close. Center point now, Sass with the drive. That one blocked in traffic.
Boy, Zink made a great save there moments ago in front of the cage.
One touch here once again. Mickelson blocked in traffic. Puck cleared the length of the rink. That's going to be an icing call.
Well, Fond du Lac
Cardinals had to take the pressure off.
Yep, exactly. They needed to get a whistle right there to stop the pressure off of them.
And, Mike, they had a pretty decent line out there. That was a no-slouch line with King, Close, And who else was out there? Boy, that was a pretty, and Donnelly, pretty decent line. They got handled.
Holland Carpentry and Repair provides quality remodeling and complete home repairs to the area for the past 16 years. Call Holland Carpentry and Repair at 921-6493.
Face off on the stick side of Zinkraft. Puck loose to the face-off circle. Letizia could not get there. Jason Dill dumps it back in. Ledgers have to get out and tag up. They do. Far side wing. Here's Luke St. Lawrence. St. Lawrence walking it in towards the slot. Got his pocket pick. Cardinals come back out. Weiland walking right in on Bacon. Shot saved. Bacon couldn't find it. And then it's cleared by St. Lawrence the length of the rink.
Right, fortunately for the Ledgers that time, Bacon makes a big save, but puts the puck right back into play. He couldn't find it, but no Cardinals on the doorstep.
Puck down, loose down to the baseboards, run around the rail, Brian Colleen. And it is set up here now as Whalen, Big That Murray, played it to the Ledger blue line, broken up there. Springer's bringing it back out once again. Now, here comes Gerard Guyette. Guyette got his pocket picked from behind on a nice poke check.
Josh Gannon on that poke check. A great job right there extending.
And dumped the length of the rink. They washed off the icing call. Set up behind the cage now by Dave Singer. Worked around the boards, cleared it back out to neutralize. Carlson is there. Carlson moving it up ice as they tried to take Sean Tobin off the play. They did. Now loose on the near side. Sass working it up ice. Broken up there by Guyette. Dumped it right back down into the Ledger end once again. Far side wing. And Andrews is there. Winner of this one gets the winner of the Waupun Beaver Dam game on Saturday afternoon at 3 p.m.
Those two teams facing off tonight over at Beaver Dam.
So here's Capillari. Can't get it cleared out. Set up now in the slot by Sass. Moves it back out to neutral ice. And here's Josh Siebert coming in. Siebert played it into the far side corner, left the puck there for Sheath. Sheath couldn't get down to play it. Back out come the Cardinals. And moving it up ice 2-on-2 as it is Benji Belanja. Belanja comes off high into the slot to Nelson. Shot a goal. Andy Nelson's going to get the goal. And the Cardinals have taken a 1-0 lead in the hockey game. Nelson got in at the assist from Belanja.
18 from 23. Give Eddie King an assist.
And they should have given Belanja one too, Mike.
Well,
I'm amazed that they didn't.
You know, interesting how it happens. Fond du Lac, and you see it a lot, Dave. St. Mary Springs had controlled this game for all intents and purposes thus far, but Fond du Lac gets the first goal.
And that's very unusual for Fond du Lac to take an early lead in the hockey game. This year, anyway. In a lot of years, for that matter. Cardinals have traditionally been a very defensive-minded team. Here's Mickelson fired it wide.
Boy, he took the puck right away and saw the slot. And Ricker turned around and was fired one, but just wide of the cage.
And the back out. Abe Searle played it to the Ledger blue line. Cards want a line change. Near side, here comes Matt Sass. Sass on the stick handle as he dumps it down into the zone. And a stick poked right away there from Searle. He's playing without his stick, now goes back to get it. Pete McIntosh moving it up ice. They come for Donnelly. Kevin Donnelly in over the blue line as he's taken off the play by Kutke. Letizia coming up behind his own net. Played it to the far side wing, now got it back once again. Rips it around the boards to the near side. Special K couldn't hold it. Gerard Guyette turns, fires it back the other way. McIntosh back in. Whistle offside's the call on the Cardinals.
Oh, they're going to say that Kevin Donnelly was offside on the near side wing. Very close call. 5:25 to go here in the first period of action. Fond du Lac with a 1-0 lead. They get the goal at 8:13 of the period as Nelson gets the goal. King gets the assist, and the Cardinals lead it 1-0.
Mark Capillari will go in on the draw And the puck loose here at center ice. Picked up and played there by John Coleman. Dumps it down into the zone. Jason Dill breaks it up. Loose into the near side corner again. Dill pushes it up the near side boards. Played right back in behind. Andrews on the far side wing. Held into the point by Belanger. His drive wide. And the puck runs off onto the near side. As it is loose back to the point. Cards get it cleared out. On the far side, Sean Tobin can't get there. Down low now goes Jason Dill. 4:47 remaining, first period of action. And, well, they're going to blow this dead, apparently. Hey, our buddy Skip Samandel.
Yep, back again for the second time in about 4 days.
And for those of you who did not see the game the other night, Skip, longtime coach with the Shaw organization down in Milwaukee.
Father of former Ledger and former Badger Kurt Samandel.
Correct. And I believe he's now over in Italy, playing a little hockey over there. So it has worked on the far side wing. Here's Andy Nelson. Nelson gets taken down in the slot. Back out come the Ledgers. Mickelson moved it up. Coleman broke it up. Turned it back out. Carlson looking to turn it back the other way and does. Far side wing. Mark Murray back in on right wing. He's bumped off of the play. Eric Sheath goes to get it. Wraps it off the boards onto the near side wing for Siebert. Siebert can't get it cleared out as Nelson holds it in. Back down the corner here to the near side. Carlson. As Carlson worked it off on the far side. And taken down was Ryan Levitt for Fond du Lac. Loose into the near corner. Cards again changing lines. Moving it up. Mickelson. Boy, where the Ledgers had really forechecked extremely well early in the game, Mike. Now the tide has turned since that first goal.
Yeah, it has. You know, Ledgers actually, Dave, I think look a little bit out of sync right now. Bacon comes up with his third save now.
And loose puck coming around up behind as McIntosh is there down the corner to the far wing. Put it back onto the point. Abe Searle holding it in. Drive knocked down by Bacon. And back out comes Letitia. He gets taken down. Abe Searle turns, fires the puck back out of the zone. Dumped right back in. Searle again brings it out. Teed it up, fired it, shot, saved by Bacon.
Well, they put it back into play again. I thought Carl was going to freeze the puck, but he puts it back down, and Fond du Lac comes away with it once again.
Well, he didn't have any pressure on him, Mike. He really has to put it back down. Or he can be called for delay of game.
I think they were skating in enough. They could have called a stoppage there, but nonetheless.
On the near side corners, it's set up here again by Sean Tobin. Moved it up ice. It's going to slide all the way back down into the Cardinal end. Washed off the icing calls. The Ledgers change lines. And moving it back out, here's Andy King. King in on left wing. Centers it there for Belanja. Had to turn and retrieve it. Back to the point to Sager. Dropped it off behind. Jason Dill breaks it up there. Carlson moved it back the other way. Tobin now back to neutral ice for Gannon. Gannon ahead. Capillari now Tobin. In over the blue line, but the Ledgers just cannot hold the zone now. Worked right back the other way and coming off into the slot is Clotes. Clotes gets bumped off of the play and the puck turned back to neutral ice.
Right now, Fond du Lac doing the job in the forecheck, and it's the Ledgers having the problem clearing the zone. The game has almost gone a 180-degree reversal from the opening moments of the hockey game.
The first 7 minutes favored the Ledgers. The last 7 have favored the Cardinals,
right.
No doubt. As I said, since that goal.
Well, Dave, you know, I think that's for the Cardinals, that's what they needed was to get ahead and gain some confidence in this hockey game. I thought that was for Fond du Lac. I thought that was going to be a big key to score first.
It was going to be a very big key for either team, Mike. Either team that was going to get that goal, that first goal was going to feel a lot better. Get the butterflies out for the bragging rights here in the city, as well as moving on in the tournament. 1 minute here in period number 1. 1-0 your KFC score.
It's been a very quick first period of hockey here. Very few whistles. A lot of open skating. Now we've got an offside.
Offsides here as Anders could not hold the line. And then Mickelson, I think, inadvertently touched the puck and brought it back out of the zone with him.
51 seconds left in the period. Matt Zinkgraff right there in the goal for Fond du Lac. 5 saves thus far. Right now at this point, I have each goalie with 5 saves.
So off of the face-off, and that hit the beam, I believe it did. There's Carl Bacon, the Ledger goaltender on the other end.
And Bacon, as I mentioned, also with 5 saves at this point.
And the face-off coming up back in the Cardinal end. Pushed back to neutralize. Here comes Andy King. Walking right into the slot. Gets bumped off of the play.
Josh Siebert does a good job of poke checking that puck away and looked at, so King was going to have a bust out.
Siebert pushed it down into the near side corner. Coleman bumps him off. Puck runs the rail here to the far side wing. Held in by Anders on the far point. Now Guyette will get it cleared. Up high is Jason Dill. Dumped it right back in once again. 14 seconds in the period. Mickelson dumped it back off in behind. Ledgers, I don't think we've really had a shot on net here the last 5 minutes. Down to 1, and that'll do it here on period number 1.
Well, period number 1 in this hockey game has been a tale of halves, I would have to say, as the Fond du Lac St. Mary Springs Ledgers come out early in this hockey game and really control, dominate from all aspects with the puck, but did not get a goal. However, late in the period, after Fond du Lac gets that goal at 8:13, from that point on, it's all Fond du Lac Cardinals, and they dominate, but the one and only goal did come at 8:13 from Nelson, and that's where we stand after 1 period.
Well, now this was formerly the official, well, what am I trying to say? The official hat, the symbol of the Wisconsin sports fan. It now should be this. All modeled after a good old stick of Baker string cheese. Now, Baker string cheese, only 79 calories in each stick. Perfect lunch food to send along with the kids. The perfect food for you, Mom and Dad, to take along with you. It is the official Zamboni ham, the Zamboni time snack food of the video sports team.
That is Baker string cheese, our Zamboni time.
Loose puck down low as Troy Burgess. They opened up this period with that same two center defenseman, Mike, with Burgess and Coleman. Now Burgess goes off as Coleman stays out there, and Abe Searle comes in to join him. Here's Coleman walking in, shot saved by Bacon. Puck bounding out behind. Benji Belongia goes to get it. Benji Belongia, senior skater here for the Cardinals. It's wrapped off the boards by Anders off into the far wing. Holding down low there is Coleman, and again it rides in on Bacon, and he'll cover and hold it.
Bacon with his second save here early in the period, 7th overall of this hockey game, and the Cardinals continue early in the second period now to be the one putting the pressure on. Other end, you see Zinkgraff down there, as at the opposite end, our left, has yet to touch the puck in the second frame. And he won't complain about that.
And the birthday boy, Andy King, going to go in on the draw here, along with Kevin Kottke. No, it's not Kottke, it's Luke St. Lawrence, my mistake. Now Kottke moving it up on the far side. Coleman broke it up, turned it back the other way. Kevin Clotes in on the left wing. He gets tripped
Got
out.
a penalty
coming up here to Clotes. Clotes is going to, slash it.
Yeah, that's what I thought it would be. He wouldn't.
Now, I think even Clotes is a little caught off guard on
You know, let's
that.
go against the Springs, Dave, is let's go.
What did I say? Kottke.
7 white slashing.
I
Yeah.
know it was, did I say Clotes?
Yes.
I meant Kottke
Okay.
all the way along. My mistake. 2 minutes minor for slashing. Yeah, he took down Clotes. And I thought he'd get it for a hook or a trip, but they called it a slash.
Well, so the Fond du Lac Cardinals go on the power play for the first time in this hockey game.
And the penalties now even at 1 apiece between these two teams. Mike, I dare say the largest crowd that we've seen in here since that Fond du Lac Bears semifinal game last year.
Yep. Undoubtedly the largest crowd I've seen here all year.
Yeah, well, certainly this
For
year,
high school.
I'm talking period.
Right. Yeah, nice crowd here. And again, I hope this sets a trend for future occasions in Fond du Lac.
Yeah, so do I. If you're going to play in tournament play, they might as well play during the regular season, too.
Yeah. You know, it's good competition for both teams, and why not have a good moneymaker for both schools?
Maybe most important.
Keep the revenue right in your back pocket.
Yep, split the revenue between the two and or come up with some formula. Shot in, shot a goal. John Coleman will get the goal. Carl Bacon made the mistake of putting it back into play.
5-3-32.
John Coleman gets the goal. Bacon put that puck right back into play, and Coleman was there to knock it home.
Did I hear that right? Belanja on an assist?
I thought I heard a
And
4,
Cyril.
but Cyril for sure. Yes, Benji Belanja on 1 assist and Cyril on the other.
Right. And that was a
2-0.
power play goal for the Fond du Lac Cardinals.
And here's Donnelly walking him out back into the slot. Carlson turned it back out there. And here's Mark Capillari moving it up by Sean Tobin on the left wing. Comes in over the blue line. Loose puck is back out center point. Sass taken down there. And back out for the Cardinals comes Brian Cully. In over the blue line. Broken up there by Gannon. Josh Gannon to the far side. Now Colleen drops this puck back. Pete McIntosh. Poke checked away by Carlson. 12:08 to go here, second period of action. 2-0 your KFC score. Ledger crowd on the far side got very quiet and a little bit worried, I believe.
Yeah, right now it's the point of the game where if you're a Ledger fan, you really need this next goal before you lose all kinds of confidence.
Next goal is going to be huge.
Yes, it will.
And it is dumped back down into the Ledger end. That's Sass coming around up behind to pick it up. Played it out ahead for Eric Sheath. This one rides in on Zinkraff. He'll cover it now and hold on. By the way, Beaver Dam and Waupun were tied 1 apiece after 2 periods.
Well, my guess would have been that the Waupun would win that hockey game, but it's being played at Beaver Dam, which is a bit of an edge.
And see, I would guess the other way.
Okay, well, we'll see who knows more or who's luckier.
And so, it is set up down the corner here to the near side. And moving it back out, Murray ahead for Weiland. Weiland in over the blue line on center point. Centering pass, broken up in traffic. And the loose puck is going to be cleared away by Eric Sheath. Murray goes back to retrieve it. Setting it up now, Weiland, and we've got another penalty.
A hook coming.
It's going against Dave
Got
Sager.
15 Brown Meyer for the hook.
It's going to go against Dave Sager. 2 minutes hooking, and the Ledgers go on the power play. They are 0 for 1.
Call Insurance of Fond du Lac is your independent insurance agent. Whether your needs are auto, life, home, or health, Bob Call can help. Because he works for himself, he'll work harder for you. Give Bob a call at 923-4020.
Well, Mike Cowan now puts St. Lawrence, Letitia, and Kotke up front. And Dale and Anders back on the blue line. So his most experienced skaters has picked off at center ice. Here comes John Coleman in, fired a backhander wide. And again picked off by Nelson. Nelson trying to tee it up. Now circles back, sends it off into the slot. Here's Weiland. Weiland at the face-off circle. Setting goal. Andy Nelson will get the goal.
Well, he put that one right between Bacon's legs.
18 and 13 and 5.
Well, a couple of bad clearing passes there by the Ledgers, Mike. First one picked off by John Coleman. Second one picked off by Nelson. And then Weiland sends one into the center, and Nelson is right there to poke it past Bacon. They score a shorthanded goal, and Fond du Lac leads it at 3-0.
Did you catch the first assist on that? I know Coleman got one there.
Weiland, 13.
Okay.
And so, off of the draw, here comes Murray. Mark Murray on the left side wing, poke checked away by Sheath. Centering pass blocked in traffic. Carlson sends it back to neutral ice. They turn and fire it right back the other way once again. Carlson again breaks it up on the blue line. Setting it up here now is Eric Sheath.
The Ledgers still are on the power play. Shorthanded goal there moments ago for
45
Nelson.
seconds on the man ad. Ledger's reeling a little bit here now, however. Tobin turns, fires this one to the Cardinal end. Broken up there by Abe Searle. Now it is picked up and played by Mickelson. Mickelson, now Carlson. Carlson dumped it in. That's delayed offsides. Cardinals will go back and retrieve it and dump it down the length of the rink. And force the Ledgers to reload once again. 9:22, now 10 seconds remaining here in the man ad. Tobin dumps it in. And it rides in on Zinkraff off the baseboards. And a bit of a break there for Springs because they now will have the face-off in the Cardinal end.
And 4 seconds left to go in the power play before Sager can come out of the box for Fond du Lac, and with the face-off just to the right side of Matt Zinkraff. Benji Belanja skates over to Sager, giving him instructions on what they want him to do when they open the door, whether to come on the ice or go skate off.
4 seconds on the man ad. Luke St. Lawrence in on the draw with Benji Belanja. And the puck dumped the length of the rink, and the Cardinals go back to full strength. Sager comes out and goes to the far sideline. As the puck loose down the corner to the far wing, Letizia for Springs in there along with Belanja. Now Letizia taking it away. His head man pass as they try to come out ahead here to St. Lawrence. Puck is loose at center ice. St. Lawrence now fires it into the Cardinal end, knocked down there by Sager. And he sends this one the length of the rink. I'm surprised they washed off the icing call there as the puck loose into the corner once again. Teed up by Burgess with a drive. Bacon made the save.
Well, Burgett puts a little behind that one. It comes right in on Bacon, but not able to glove it. It drops right in front of him, but quickly covers it this time, not putting it back out into play. Bacon right there with his third save of the period. Matt Zinkraff, the other end, has yet to make a official save in the period.
That's why I said, Mike, the Ledgers have been reeling a bit. They just
Well,
have not been organized.
No. You know, ever since that goal was scored against them, going back to that 8:13 mark of the first period, they just at that point seem to get totally out of sync, and I don't know the reasoning for it. At that point, you know, you give up one goal, you can't die.
And a loose puck right out in front.
Goes up on the netting behind, and it'll force a face-off on the zone.
Levitt was right there. He tried to go to the top shelf as Bacon went down, and he put it over the top of the cage.
They'll bring the puck out of the zone for the face-off in neutral ice with 8:19 to go in the second period. KFC score has it Goodrich 3, Springs 0.
And off of the face-off, far side wing, Levitt played it down out behind. And the McIntosh, loose puck right in the crease. McIntosh was there, couldn't settle it. Back to neutral ice, shot right back in once again. Cardinals playing some dump and chase. Sass down to the baseboards, can't control it. Levitt brings it back to the point. Drive, Goldman, and fired that one wide. Again, they wanted to send that one back up to the point, and Colleen couldn't stop it. So it comes all the way back down into the Fond du Lac end. Carlson now holding. There's the first shot on net here in the period, and Sheath could not get to the rebound.
Had a penalty, I believe, coming.
No, offsides.
Is that what it is? Okay. 7:33 to go in the period. See the Fond du Lac bench across the way.
Face off just outside the Cardinal end. Well, we said at the outset, Mike, that Fond du Lac really was a very good defensive team.
Well, that has been a strength all year.
Yep.
And you look at the few goals they scored on the season. They've coming into this game. Fond du Lac has scored but 49 goals in what did they play? 21 games. That's not a lot.
But how many have they given up?
86. So the point I was going to make is that they have stayed in most of these games because of their defense, because they have not scored many goals, obviously. Meanwhile, when you look at the other side,
In fact, I tell you what, 3 is about their limit.
right? You know, they really jumped away again here the other night when they scored 7. Meanwhile, Fond du Lac Springs has scored 84 goals on the year. Now it's 49 for Fond du Lac, 84 for Springs. So there's a huge difference there. Now you got to keep in retrospect here, the competition that Fond du Lac. We all know they did not play the toughest schedule of the year. They played very well, but they did not play a real strong schedule, and that was by design.
Wristed shot there by Burgess, knocked down. Puck cleared back to neutral ice. Far side wing, Mark Murray goes to get, head manning it up. Here comes Andy Nelson. Nelson back in center point. Could not get all of it on the shot. And the puck is going to be cleared back out. Whistle, stoppage of play, cross check.
Yep.
And it's going to go against Brad Weiland.
Right, he went in, I believe he went into, second up, he went into Bacon.
Brad Weiland, 2 minutes for a cross check.
So the Ledgers will go back on the power play. They're 0 for 2 in this hockey game, so they've had some chances.
Well, not only that, Mike, they've given up a short-handed goal.
Yeah, that's even worse.
So they maybe don't want to see the power play coming their way here.
Let me quickly here, I got a second recap what's happened in the period. The Cardinals at 2:06 get a power play goal from Coleman with Belongia and Cyril on assists. That was made it 2-0. They came back at 4:28 of the period and got a shorthanded goal to make it 3-0. That came from Nelson. It was Nelson's second goal of the hockey game. Weiland and Coleman on assists. And that's where we stand right now at 3-0. 6:54 to go in the period. Fond du Lac starting out at the drop of the puck. Fond du Lac Springs, I should say, will be on a two-minute power play.
So the face-off back in the neutral zone. And the Cardinals really coming down and attacking here. The Ledgers on the power play. They work it back to neutral ice. Sean Tobin, he got to the blue line. Puck spun around, picked up here by Mickelson. Drive, blocked in traffic. Run around the rail by Andy King on the near side. Here's Donnelly back out. Kevin Donnelly. And he dumped it down to the baseboards as Doug Carlson goes to get it. Carlson run up into the boards there by King. Carlson gets right back up. Head manning it up here for Tobin. And they'll work it out ahead to Capillari. Here's Capillari in. Capillari put the brakes on and overskated the play.
And he's upset with himself. Now he's going to go off on a, no, he's going to stay on it. He's going to skate off for a line change. But yeah, he had a defensive man slide right by him and had a chance to come back and really get a nice shot off, but overskated the puck.
Well, I tell you, I don't know if the Ledgers have seen a team come after them the way the Cardinals have here on the power plays, Mike.
Yeah, they've really been attacking throughout this whole game on the power play. Fond du Lac Springs has really had a hard time just getting the puck out of the zone. And right here again, for numerous occasions. Their secondary pass in the neutral zone is the one that Fond du Lac has really consistently picked off.
And worked up ice here now. We're down to just 38 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Ledgers have not gotten a shot off in this power play. And it's worked off the boards back down into the Ledger end once again. Dill. And on the push as he moves it up ice here to Kevin Cockey. Cockey leaving it for St. Lawrence. St. Lawrence in. St. Lawrence working the face-off circle on the far side. Bumped off the play by Murray. And now comes out center point. Here's Anders. Puck picked off there by Murray. Dumps it the length of the rink.
And that's going to about do it on the power play as the clock rolls down to 1. And Cardinals back to full strength.
Weiland comes out of the box. And the Ledgers are 0 for 3. Moving it up ice. Coming in here. Sieber with a shot fired wide. 4:41 to go here in the period. 3-0 Fond du Lac here. KFC score. Wristed shot by St. Lawrence. Saved by Zinkraft. And he pushed it into the net behind.
Zink was save number 3 of the period. Carl Bacon has got 6 for the Ledgers.
Well, tomorrow night we're going to have doubleheader basketball action for you. Should be a couple of dandies. First of all, we'll have the St. Mary Springs Ledgers and Winnebago Lutheran Academy in a Region 3 semifinal game. And that'll come your way about 9:30 on Friday night. And then following that up, we'll have the Fond du Lac Cardinals and the Kimberly Papermakers.
As the Cardinals go for their 5th straight conference title.
And that one coming your way about 11 p.m. tomorrow night. Or right after the Springs Winnebago game. Run around the rail here now by Carlson. As forechecking is Surly, held it in, shot saved by Bacon. Far side wing back out to neutral ice. King circling, gives it back here to Troy Burgess. It's wrapped off the boards on the near side. And they dumped it down low. Burgess has it again. Capillari trying to hold it down low, could not. And it is going to be moved out now by Burgess. Head manning it up for Andy King. King in over the line, gets taken down by Sass, no penalty. Into the far side corner. Puck out behind, here's Benji Belanja. Belanja out of the near side corner. Now he centered it up. Loose puck cleared back out by Capillari. Belanja going back to retrieve. Sends it back up. Sass turned it back out for Springs. On the near side is Eric Sheath. Now Carlson. Puck loose on the near side wing. Finally dug out by Mickelson. Mickelson down low to the face-off circle. Centering pass. Loose puck in front. Shot blocked in traffic. Rebound shot there by Mickelson. He gets taken down.
Fond du Lac defensemen are really playing well. That's their strength. And right now, they're just taking control in front of the cage. Got a penalty coming to Fond du Lac.
Interference going to be the call. Drive. Saved by Zinkraft. Bacon comes off. Whistle stoppage of play.
I think we got a slash.
Nine red slash.
Gerard Guyette is going to go to the box. 2 minutes on a slash.
And the Ledgers for the on their 4th power play of this hockey game. 0 for 3 thus far. And it's getting the time of the game now, Dave. A lot of hockey yet, but 2:42 left in period number 2. I think it's almost the point where the Ledgers have got to score on one of these power plays here.
There's a major difference in this one, Mike, in that the face-off is going to be in the Cardinal end.
Yeah,
the last two times the Ledgers did not have that. The face-off was either at neutral ice or in their end. Now, this could make a difference.
And I think the Ledgers need to get a goal if they want to get back in this hockey game. I think they need one here in the period.
I agree.
Just to have some confidence going into the locker room.
Held on the point by Mickelson as they try to slide it across. Picked off by John Coleman, and he'll just send it lazily down the length of the rink. Weiland. He gets taken down by Carlson. Out comes Sheath. Look out, coughed it up. Picked up by Carlson. Ahead for St. Lawrence. Drives this one out ahead, but it's right there is Johnny K once again.
Same thing again, Dave. The Ledgers, when they're on a power play, Fond du Lac has really been able to pick their pocket on that entry pass into the zone and just shove it back to the other end of the ice.
Well, the Ledgers did not do a good job off the initial face-off of controlling the situation. They had it and lost it. Now it's dumped in. Eric Sheath, they get it off out behind. Down there goes Abe Searle for the Cardinals. St. Lawrence pushed it to the far corner. Whistle now, stoppage of play. What's the problem here?
Hand pass, maybe?
They're going to bring it out of the zone, whatever it was.
I think they called hand pass.
They either called a hand pass or a man in the crease. One or the other.
1:02 left in the power play. 1:44 left in the period.
3-0 Fond du Lac, your KFC score. But the Cardinals had about their limit for goals in a game. Pushed ahead, here's St. Lawrence. Luke St. Lawrence on the near side wing. It is brought back out here for Anders. Anders lost it on the blue line. Ledgers will have to go back and reload. 45 seconds of the man advantage. Ahead they come. Cocky in over the line. He's bumped off of the play, and Murray turns it right back out for Fond du Lac. 32 seconds here in the man-at. Far side wing. Letizia now going to work it up. Worked it off the boards, back down to the far corner. Murray going down to get it. Wrapped it around to the near side. Anders holding it down low. Anders down the corner. Here they come for Cocky. And that puck got flipped inadvertently, airborne back to neutral ice. And the Ledgers will have to reload.
Down to 6 seconds left in the power play. And that will probably do it.
That will do it right there. It's 2-1. And out of the box comes Gerard Guyette. And then Guyette, boy, I wonder if they weren't close to having too many men on the ice there, Mike. Loose puck here in the slot. Drive, blocked in traffic, rebound by King, fired wide. And it goes down the corner into the far wing and picked up now by Cocky.
St. Lawrence out there playing without a stick.
13 seconds remaining in the okay. Oh, okay. And it is run around the rail here on the near side. We're down to 3-2, and that is going to do it on period number 2. After 2 here from the Blue Line FIC, your KFC score. Fond du Lac 3, St. Mary Springs 0. Mike and I will be back after this on your WIAA State Tournament of Hockey report.
At Marine Credit Union, we want to make life just a little easier for you. That's why we have 3 locations in the Fond du Lac area to serve you. We offer loans, ATMs, credit cards, and now totally free checking. That's right, no minimum balance, no monthly service charge, and no per check charge. At Marine Credit Union, with 2 locations in Fond du Lac and 1 in North Fond du Lac to serve you. There's no job too large or small for Spees Painting and Decorating. Whether your needs are residential, commercial, or industrial, from sandblasting and power washing to in-shop painting of your items, the crew from Spees can handle it. Call Ron Spees at 921-7107, Spees Painting and Decorating.
Going ice skating at the new Blue Line Family Ice Center and need skates? Don't worry. Just go to the Penalty Box Pro Shop at the Ice Center and rent them. The Ice Center has family skating on every Sunday evening from 5 until 8 p.m. That's the Penalty Box Pro Shop inside the Blue Line FIC.
Fond du Lac Schwinn Cyclery features a full line of Trek and Schwinn bikes and biker gear to match. See their selection of exercise equipment, including treadmills and exercise bikes at the place for the serious biker, 209 South Main.
Back at the Fond du Lac Blue Line Ice Center after 2 periods of play now in this Section 6 tournament game. It's been Fond du Lac for most of this game now have been dominating, leading 3-0, and not only on the scoreboard, but since the first 6 minutes of the entire hockey game have really dominated all aspects of the game. Winner of this game will move on and play Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock right back here in Fond du Lac against the winner of the Waupun Beaver Dam game. That game at this point is in the third period, all knotted up at 1-1. Take a look at the stats here for period number 2. Springs outshot by the Cardinals 11-5 in the period. 9 saves for Carl Bacon, a game total of 14 thus far. 5 saves for Matt Zinkrafty, a game total of 11. Cardinals have, or check that, the Ledgers 1 penalty for 2 minutes. Fond du Lac 3 for 6 minutes. However, they did not get themselves in trouble with it as they go, the Ledgers go 0 for 3 in the period on the power play. They're 0 for 4 overall in this hockey game on the power play. The Cardinals go 1 for 1 on the power play in the period. They also got a shorthanded goal in period number 2. Stats brought to you by First Star Bank of Fond du Lac. Depend on us for all your banking needs. That's First Star Bank. We'll be right back and take a look at the pair of scores here for the Cardinals in the second period. Once again, you're watching WIAA sectional hockey here on Marcus Cable.
Len's Sales, Service, and Leasing is where nice cars are sold, serviced, and leased. Plus, Jerry features complete auto care service, towing, and body work. Jerry Len's Sales and Service at South Military Road at Seymour Streets. The Clinic of Orthopedic Surgery has a board of certified surgeons to help you. So whether a condition exists for weekend voyeurism, work, or from around the house, the doctors at the Clinic of Orthopedic Surgery can help. The Clinic of Orthopedic Surgery at 73 East 1st Street. Your headquarters for Packard stuff this year is Team Sports in downtown Fond du Lac. And Team Sports has those ever-popular letter jackets for your favorite area school in stock. Team Sports in downtown Fond du Lac, right across from Veterans Park.
Well, as we entered period number 2, it was a 1-0 lead for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Cardinals tacking another one on early in the second period of play at 2:06 of the period on a power play goal. Coleman gets the goal. Belongia and Cyril on assists. Cardinals open up a 2-goal lead. Here's Dave Preston with the call.
Maybe most important.
Keep the revenue right in your back pocket.
Yep, split the revenue between the two and or come up with some formula. Shot in, shot a goal. John Coleman.
Well, they keep the pressure right on, and finally it was Coleman on the rebound shot to put it home, and it's a 2-0 lead. That was a power play goal again for Fond du Lac. Maybe the one that really hurts worse than that one came at 4:28 of the period when the Legends were on the power play and give up a shorthanded goal. Nelson gets the goal, the second goal of the game for Nelson. Weiland and Coleman get assists, and it's Cardinals 3-0 at that point. Once again, here's the play-by-play.
Trying to tee it up. Now circles back, sends it off into the slot. Here's Weiland. Weiland at the face-off circle. Set a goal. Andy Nelson will get the goal.
Nelson's second goal of the game opens up a 3-goal margin. That was at 4:28 of the second period, and that was the last scoring we did have in period number 2, as it still remains 3-0 at this point. Both teams still in the locker room making final adjustments before they come out here for the final 15 minutes of hockey, and certainly the Ledgers have to be talking about finding a way to break the ice tonight and get on that scoreboard. Fond du Lac probably talking about their strength, and that's playing more defense here in the third period of play, as they are a defensive-oriented team. And with a 3-goal lead, quite frankly, it could be very tough for the Ledgers to come back in this hockey game, trailing it by that margin. Dave and I will be right back for that final 15 minutes of play right after this. You're watching WIAA Hockey on Video Sports.
Kids, it's dinner time.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
You're my daughter, right?
Right.
And I'm Joe, your son. Joey.
Today's families are so busy, it seems they need time to get reacquainted.
So, honey, how are the violin lessons?
It's piano.
And nothing brings busy families together like KFC. Get 8 pieces of original recipe chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw, and 4 buttermilk biscuits for just $9.99.
Is it Dan?
Dave, right?
Try Dad.
Everybody needs a little KFC.
Across the way, you see head coach of the St. Mary Springs Ledgers, Mike Cowan. And if he's got anything in his little bag of tricks, Mike, about now is the time for him to bring it out.
Well, over the years, Mr. Cowan has probably accumulated a rather lengthy bag of tricks, but whether or not he can pull them out and put them on the ice right now remains to be seen.
Probably the most important thing here for Springs is to get a goal early and start feeling as though maybe they can score on this Fond du Lac Cardinal team.
Yeah, if they don't get one, Dave, here in the first, I would say 3 or 4 minutes, I think it could be all over. I don't think Fond du Lac, as I mentioned, they're a defensive style team to start with, and you give them the opportunity to do a little bit more heavy back checking, you could be in a bit of trouble. But with the final 15 minutes, here again is Dave Preston.
Thanks very much, Mike. Puck pushed down here into the Fond du Lac end, worked off the plexiglass back to neutral ice. Jason Dill turned it back right the other way. Capillari. Here's Sheath coming in. Shot saved by Zinkrath, the Zink master.
And Zink doing a good job of covering that puck right away and not putting it back into play, because the Ledgers were crashing the cage in that particular series. And that was probably one of the better shots on net the Ledgers have had in a long, long time.
Since the first 6 minutes.
Right.
So the face-off coming up to the stick side of Matt Zinkrath. And off of the draw, Belongia had it poke checked away. Down into the corner, Belongia now gets it back once again. Worked it out ahead, broken up here by Dill at center ice. Sean Tobin, now Capillari in. Back to Tobin. Tobin centering. Broken up in traffic by Belongia. Back out comes Abe Searle. Searle on the stick handle and make that Andy King with a drive. That one blocked off of the far side. Sheath can't clear. Loose puck is dumped back in behind the net. And it's played into the near side wing. And it is set up now by Belongia. Here's Coleman. His shot blocked by Capillari. Walked it up into the slot. And it's steered back to neutral ice by Tobin. And that's going to be an icing call.
For custom fabrication of structural or ornamental steel, it's Minowski Welding Corporation. And see Minowski for your fire protection needs, from industrial to the homeowner. Minowski Welding is at 200 North Main.
WFTL Sunny 97.7 with Greg Stensland and Tom Biolo. They'll be over at Goodrich High School on Friday night. 7:40 with the pregame show as the Goodrich Cardinals take on the Kimberly Papermakers for the, well, as far as the Cards are concerned, a win gives them at least a share of the FVA title once again. 7:40 pregame on Sunny 97. Back out at neutral ice, Coleman. And the back in now as they come to Guyette. Gerard Guyette centering pass. On the doorstep was Levin, couldn't pull the trigger. rides in here anyway on Carl Bacon. He'll glove it and hold on.
Bacon with the second save here of period number 3. Overall, 16 saves for Carl Bacon. Zincraft at the other end, working on his, at this point, second consecutive shutout. He's throwing goose eggs up there now for some 5 consecutive periods.
Say if anybody out there, run a little ad here. If anybody out there has a extra voice that they can lend me for a few days, I'd appreciate it. I'll even take a slightly used one. Boy, I tell you, Mike, what a time of the year to...
Yeah, you pick a great time to do this with all the stuff we've got coming up.
You know, I did this about 5 years ago. You remember that? I came down with the same kind of thing at this time of the year. At any rate, dump back down in here on the Ledger goaltender, Carl Bacon, and he pushes it right back out.
Got a
and
whistle.
What do we have? We had a 2-line pass.
Right.
Update on the Waupun Beaver Dam game. It's 2-2. A few minutes left in the third period. 2-2. Waupun Beaver Dam.
Over at Beaver
That's
Dam, they're all knotted up now at 2-2. Over at Beaver Dam between the Golden Beavers and the Waupun Warriors late in the period, late in the game. So that one could possibly be headed to overtime. Winner of that game will come here on Saturday and play the winner of today's game. 3 o'clock again, the face-off here on Saturday afternoon. We'll have that one for you, by the way. At, what do we got that one scheduled for, 6?
5:30.
5:30, all right, 5:30 on Saturday. Winner of Saturday's contest moves on to the state tournament in Madison and would play on Thursday evening, next Thursday, week from tonight at 8 o'clock at the Dane County Coliseum.
Face-off coming up back in the Ledger end. And they brought that all the way back down into the Ledger face-off circle because that's where they ruled that the pass started from. Wow. At any rate, Ledger's moving back to neutralize. John Coleman turned it right back the other way once again. Brought back out, shot in here by St. Lawrence, knocked down by Zincraft, and he'll cover it again and hold on.
Little indecision there by Zincraft. It looked like he wanted to cover it right away, then started to pull back, but quickly put the mitt back on it, and wisely so, as the Ledgers were crashing.
You know, down in the end zone, Mike, you got Emmett Lanehart. I'm sure that Mr. Coleman is down there as well. But a real dream of theirs was to be able to fill this place up for high school hockey.
Well, this is the big stuff.
Coming in, Weiland gets his skates taken out from under him. Down he goes, no penalty called. Puck picked up here by Andy Nelson. High in the slot, now Weiland. Weiland dumps it down to the baseboard. Carlson goes to get it. Ledger's just looking weary again.
But Dave, you know, that's been a factor, I think, since early in the period. We talked about the quickness. And I thought the Ledgers would be the quicker of the two teams. I thought Fond du Lac would be the stronger of the two teams. But it hasn't been that way since the early portion. Fond du Lac, the quicker team to the puck through the course of this hockey game. And you're right, the Ledgers have, I think, through the course of this game, looked very weary. I don't know why.
Well, you can look weary when you're behind.
Well, from the moment that they went down, it looked like the balloon just deflated.
That's
and they just kind of gave in right there.
Centering pass broken up on the doorstep. Eric Sheath comes in now. Worked the puck up on the far wing. Andy King took it away. Sent back into the slot once again by Colleen. Run around the rail here on the near side. Now picked off by Capillari. Back to neutralize. Tobin played it in. But the Legends can't get there as the Cardinals back checking heavily again.
You know, I think the Cardinals playing the style of game that they played in round one when they won 7-0. A good, intense game all the way around. They played an excellent hockey game here last Saturday to get to this game. The Ledgers played a completely different game tonight than they played on Monday evening. Monday they played with a lot of intensity. Tonight, that hasn't been the case since the first 6 minutes.
I'll tell you what, Mike, we saw them against Amory a few weeks back. And they scored 4 goals in that game early, and that was the final score. And they looked weary in that game in the second and third period. Puck run down out behind as Jimmy Fields there. Fields worked it off on the far side wing, held down low by Letizia. Letizia against the far boards. Donnelly has him pinned up, as does Fields, and now they'll blow it dead.
The Fond du Lac Mosaic Tile Company, ceramic and quarry tile. Well, they're going to overtime down in Beaver Dam and Waupun. Anyway, Fond du Lac Mosaic Tile, ceramic and quarry tile, slate and marble, all installed by our professional craftsmen since 1948. The Fond du Lac Mosaic Tile Company at 922-2910.
Andy Nelson in on the draw with Josh Siebert. Siebert only a sophomore for Springs. We set a very young team here. Letizia pushed it in over the blue line. Worked off the near side boards and comes bounding out to Weiland. Weiland now Mark Murray. Murray in over the line. He gets taken off of the play by Tobin. Has the loose puck here. And make that Josh Gannon. Loose puck, we got a penalty. For a slash.
19 weight for slashing.
Josh Siebert's going to go to the box. That's exactly what the Ledgers did not need here. Well, they got to go over and get Siebert back out of the bench area. I don't think he realized.
He didn't realize they called him.
Josh Siebert, 2 minutes on a slash.
So the Cardinals back on the power play thus far in this hockey game. They are 1 for 1.
Plus, they've got a short-handed goal here tonight.
Right. So they've scored in different fashion. A 5-on-5 goal, a power play goal, and a shorthanded goal.
Abe Searle, far side wing. Near side comes for Belanger. Sliding in the slot is Troy Burgess. His shot blocked. Searle's drive is deflected up over the top, and we've got an injured Ledger.
Well, I don't think this is very good sportsmanship, but
well, I don't know exactly where he caught this, Mike, but he catches that puck. And I don't know if he caught it off the wrist.
went down quickly in a heap, undoubtedly there.
Well, we've got a bit of a break. Your KFC score, Fond du Lac 3, Springs nothing. Back after this.
There's no job too large or small for Spees Painting and Decorating. From sandblasting and power washing to in-shop painting of your items, whether your needs are residential, commercial, or industrial, the crew from Spees can handle it. Spees at 921-7107.
For all your skating needs, come to the Sport Shop 2. Figure, hockey, or pleasure skating, the Sport Shop 2 has the area's largest selection of hockey equipment from Cooper to Bauer, including used equipment. See new line of figure skating apparel, boots, and skates at the Sport Shop 2 and the Penalty Box, downtown Fond du Lac.
At Marine Credit Union, we want to make life just a little easier for you. That's why we have 3 locations in the Fond du Lac area to serve you. We offer loans, ATMs, credit cards, and now totally free checking. That's right, no minimum balance, no monthly service charge, and no per check charge. At Marine Credit Union, with 2 locations in Fond du Lac and 1 in North Fond du Lac to serve you.
Injured on the ice for the Ledgers was Matt Sass, and he is helped off the rink by his teammates. It would appear, Mike, that he caught that puck smack dab in the breadbasket.
Well, he's kind of holding his left arm, whether it's the breadbasket he's holding or arm or wrist on the left side.
I guarantee you that they wouldn't have been helping him off if it was an arm.
Yep.
But he may have, well, at any rate, Sass is probably done for the game.
Keep in mind, Cardinals still in the power play here for another minute 34.
And I believe we had an offsides call here on the ledgers. That's what it's going to be. They'll force the face-off back just outside the Cardinal end. So I don't know how much further down Mike Cowan can dig there, Mike. Matt Sass had played very well.
Yeah, he really had, especially early in this game, as you recall, holding that blue line a number of times.
And so off of the face-off.
Sass, only a freshman skater.
And moving it up as King comes back in. Leaves it for Belancha. Belancha walking it towards the slot, leaves it for King. King right out in front of the north step, couldn't pull the trigger. So it is played back on the near wing boards once again down the corner. And picked up there by Jason Dill. Drives it back down into the Cardinal end. Troy Burgess to get it. Burgess for Coleman. Searle now Burgess. And loose here at center ice. Sheath gets to it first. Now here's Abe Searle. Searle working it out ahead. Whistle stoppage and play offsides will be the call. Interesting there, Mike, that you have Coleman, Burgess, and Searle out.
Well, you're talking defense. Cardinals are...
No. I think they actually had Johnny Kay working up on a wing there for a while. Now he'll drop back again. He had Coleman working up front.
Right, but what I'm getting at is a more defensive style play. They're willing to put a defenseman up front.
He wanted to score. I think that was the idea behind it, to really put this thing away. Coming around, here's Luke St. Lawrence. St. Lawrence, and we got a penalty coming here to Abe Searle. Searle is going to go for holding.
42 red, minor for holding.
And John Coleman over to argue the point. Searle to the box, 2 minutes for holding. So that will end the Cardinal power play with 27 seconds remaining in it. And we'll skate 4-on-4. Then the Ledgers will get a power play out of this.
They'll get about a minute and a half, minute 33 exactly. And they want a little ice here.
Apparently a little divot on the ice there. Reminder while we've got the chance then that tomorrow we'll have a pair of basketball games for you. First of all, about 9:30 and or thereabouts. As soon as we can get it on, Winnebago Lutheran and St. Mary Springs. And immediately following that, we will have the Fond du Lac Cardinals taking on the Kimberly Papermakers right around 11 o'clock. So a pair of what should be excellent high school basketball games. Cardinals looking for their 5th straight FBA championship. Ledgers and Vikings met a little bit earlier this year, just about 3-4 weeks ago, as a matter of fact, and that went to a double overtime.
And both games with huge implications. Fond du Lac, as you mentioned, looking for a conference title, and the Springs and the Vikings both looking to advance towards the state tournament.
And it is pushed out here to neutral ice. Doug Carlson. It's worked in over the blue line, coming up high in the slot.
And now the Ledgers go on to power play.
St. Lawrence ahead for Capillari. They come back to St. Lawrence. Feeding through the slot, walking in, shot there by Siebert, knocked down. Huge save for Ziegrat.
Yeah, Zig comes across the cage quickly and able to take that puck away. Nice job, and he covers it again.
Siebert back in with a little wristed shot.
I think Capillari's going to go here.
Capillari's going to go to the box.
He's going to pick up a rough. The ref take a pair.
Don't put him up, the coincidental minor.
Both of them roughing calls, as also Brian Colleen went as well. So they're coincidental minors, and we will continue to skate 5-on-4. So the face-off coming up on the stick side here of Matt Zinkrath. And pushed down the corner to the far side as Burgess has it pinned up. Drawn back out to the point, teed up there by St. Lawrence. Blocked in traffic, puck bounding off the baseboards. Burgess got it cleared. And St. Lawrence lost his stick. Carlson goes back to get it. Working it ahead here for St. Lawrence. And moving it up ice. They come out ahead here to Sheath. Sheath in on right wing. Sends it through the slot. Broken up there. Nelson sends it back out. 31 seconds of the man at. 6:39 remaining in regulation play. Sean Tobin played it to the blue line. Dumped right back around the boards once again with 15 seconds of the man advantage. Donnelly takes Sheath off. And back out come the Ledgers now as St. Lawrence will dump it in. But they want to get a line change on. Down to 3 to 2. That'll do it on the power play.
Ledgers now go 0 for 5 tonight on the power play.
And and giving up one shorthanded or one
shorthander and one power play.
Shorthander there as well. 5:55 remaining. On the push as it's moved up on the far side. Letizia can't get there. Johnny Kay knocked it back the other way. Bolancha to the blue line, walking up into the slot. Had it poke checked away, got it back once again, fired a shot wide. On the near side wing. And it is picked up and played here now by Klotz coming around. Bacon with the save. Far side to Anders. And Siebert will clear it out. Siebert hit the official skate, lost the handle on it. Bolancha back to the blue line. Steered in by Klotz. Down to the baseboards.
Down to 5 minutes left here in this hockey game. KFC scores final act. 3, Springs nothing.
Yeah, those pair of goals that the Cardinals got early in the second period have really held up. Shot in on Zinkrath, he'll cover it.
Well, actually, and now both of the guys in the penalty box come across. Colleen along with Capillari. If there's a turning point, Dave, it wasn't the second and third goal, it was the first goal.
Yeah,
Going back to that 8-13, and that's unusual to say a turning point of a game on the first goal scored, but undoubtedly that's what deflated the Ledgers balloon at that point, and they have not recovered at all from it. And to the credit of Fond du Lac, they have played another fine hockey game, and give some credit to the goalie, Zinkrath, the Ledgers, or the Cardinals, I should say, finding themselves a hot goalie at just the right time.
Well, yeah. The other thing was, Mike, you're looking at the difference between a junior-senior dominated team and a freshman-sophomore dominated team.
Yep, we got another penalty. No, yep, got a penalty coming here, I believe.
24 away, minor for holding.
Jason Dill to the box. 2 minutes on a hold.
Yeah, that's a good point, Dave. Not only the tournament experience, but the fact that just the youth.
Just the experience in general.
Experience in general.
Yeah.
Fond du Lac's been through the wars, and a very young Ledger team. 4 freshmen on this team.
And as we said, once that first goal went down, the balloon that was up there from the freshmen and sophomores, I think, really deflated. And they started thinking, well, maybe we don't belong on the same rink with this team. At any rate, 4.5 minutes to go here. Not impossible, but you better start quick. Talking about sprint. Puck on the near side point, held in there by Special K. Walked it off into the slot. Murray was there.
Man, they're going to get a man in the crease.
Yep. And now a misconduct.
Well, that wasn't a smart move there on the part of Andy King.
23 gets a 10-minute misconduct.
Well, he said something, obviously. And the official was very quick to react. And, well, that one...
that does not go on the clock, however.
No, of course not.
He's just done for the game.
Yep. Now, Mike Cowan wants to talk with Skip Samandel. He's saying, shouldn't there be a 2-minute minor on this as well? Well, Mike Cowan, I think, wanted to know why you didn't have a
minor with
a minor with that. The Cardinals lost King, and that was it. And now the official over to tell the Cardinals, get back out here and play. Let's go. So it is moved on the near side. Here's Belanja. Dropped it back for Coleman. Far side they go to Abe Searle here with a drive. Glove by Bacon. 125 in the man ad. Still have not heard a final on the Waupun Beaver Dam game. I believe that one was headed to OT.
Yep, it was in overtime. All knotted up, I believe, at 2-all.
Yep. Beaver Dam had scored with 5 minutes to go, I know, to take a 2-1 lead before Waupun came back. Here's St. Lawrence. Luke St. Lawrence on the bust out.
Got a penalty
coming down as he came into the slot.
Coleman's going to go.
No, not Coleman.
Not Coleman?
It's going to be Murray.
Yep, you're right.
Murray for hooking. Mark Murray to the box, 2 minutes for hooking. So that ends the Cardinal power play. And Springs will eventually get about a 50-second power play out of this themselves.
And a timeout's going to be taken by
taken here by Springs.
Right.
Ledgers want to talk it over. 3:38 remain to be played in regulation play. Your KFC score, Fond du Lac 3, Springs nothing. Back after this on your WIAA Hockey Report.
There's no job too large or small for Spees Painting and Decorating. Whether your needs are residential, commercial, or industrial, from sandblasting and power washing to in-shop painting of your items, the crew from Spees can handle it. Call Ron Spees at 921-7107, Spees Painting and Decorating.
Going ice skating at the new Blue Line Family Ice Center and need skates? Don't worry, just go to the Penalty Box Pro Shop at the Ice Center and rent them. The Ice Center has family skating on every Sunday evening from 5 until 8 p.m. That's the Penalty Box Pro Shop inside the Blue Line FIC.
Well, I don't know here, Mike, just when Mike Cowan might consider pulling his goaltender. There you get a look at Tom Biolo and George Bauman, Mr. Hockey up there. Calling the game here for WFDL, and they'll have Fond du Lac Cardinal basketball action tomorrow night, 7:40 pregame show, as the Cards take on Kimberly. And, of course, hockey action again here on Saturday. They'll have it for you with a 2:40 pregame. And then the Region 3 championship from Winnebago Lutheran on Saturday night, all on Sunny 97.7.
Oh,
So it's moved up ice. I got a bust out here to Malacha coming in, shot a goal.
And that was a 4-on-4. Let's check it out officially.
42 from 5. What? 42 from 5.
42? Three scored it. Okay, 3.
Good thing Red knows what's going on down there.
Yeah, I don't know where he got that 42 from.
Belongia on the goal and Coleman on the assist.
And Fond du Lac with a 4-0 lead. And that will salt it away. I would say with just over 3 minutes to go, the Ledgers, who have not shown much life offensively since the first 6 minutes, are not going to come back from that.
No, I tend to believe you're right, Dave. I don't think that's just a little more salt in the wound. I don't think that they were to come back at any rate.
No. And the loose puck pinned up against the side of the cage here. Whistle stoppage of play.
.245 left in the game. In 16 seconds, the Ledgers will then go on the power play for about 40 seconds.
Jason Dill's going to be the man to come out, but to be honest with you, he's not looking real enthused down here in the box right now. Lofted up over the top, hit the plexiglass. Down to 10 seconds in the 4-on-4. To 4, to 3, and the Ledgers go on the power play. Here comes Siebert. Siebert taken away by Troy Burgess, and Zinkweb again with a stop.
Zink with his 6th save of the period, and again you're seeing the experience of that Fond du Lac defensive men. I think that if there's been a key area of this game, it's been the defensemen of Fond du Lac.
Oh, that most definitely.
And that's kind of what we suspected could be. That was going to be a key. That their defensemen versus versus the Ledger offensive unit and their quickness, and it has been Fond du Lac all the way.
And so it has worked around the boards here to the far side wing. Dumped back out to neutral ice, all the way back down into the Ledger end.
Bacon forgetting it's on the power play here. He was looking for the ice.
16 seconds remaining in the man ad. Back out come the Ledgers. Worked up here by Doug Carlson. Leaves it back now, St. Lawrence. Near side to Dill. Teed it up and shot blocked. Down the end, back to full strength. Go the Fond du Lac Cardinals. 1:34 to go. Far side wing, it is dumped down low here for Siebert. Josh Siebert pinned up there by Abe Searle. Burgess worked it off the boards. Far side corner, St. Lawrence. St. Lawrence down low. They bring it back out on the far point to Jason Dill. Down the corner to the far side wing. Luke St. Lawrence. Here's Burgess now, he took it away. He gets tripped up. Searle gets a piece of it. He dumps this one out the length of the rink. That's going to be an icing call.
Cullen Carpentry and Repair, providing quality remodeling and complete home repairs to the area for the past 16 years. Call 921-6493. 55 seconds left in this before they'll come to an end. Fond du Lac will be here on Saturday afternoon.
Number 8 for misconduct.
Got misconduct here. On who?
Somebody from Springs.
Number 8, I thought he said.
14:05 the third period.
That'd be St. Lawrence if
Yeah,
that's what it
Luke
is.
St. Lawrence is done.
10-minute misconduct.
Well, Luke St. Lawrence upset Mike because he's skating in his last game, his last high school game. He is a senior, and
For any,
I think coming into this, of course, Mike, the pressure really to win, I would think, was really on the Fond du Lac Cardinals. Being the large school, the Division I school,
Yeah.
you name it,
yeah,
okay?
well, you look at, I mean, they have to battle the fact that, what's their enrollment, 2,400 versus the Ledgers at 330.
And Springs, though, really wanted to make a statement that they still belong, kind of thing. Driven in here on Zincraft, makes the stop. Down to 28 seconds remaining.
One of the arguments, Dave, when you start talking about the rivalries between inner city schools is you hear often that, Fond du Lac fans or whatnot were saying we have nothing to gain and everything to lose. I think that's a crack of baloney.
Yeah, I do too.
That's a weak sister's way out.
Well,
The kids play the game the same, and
they all got to put their pants on the same way.
absolutely. I mean, that's just making excuses.
And look at the crowd that you've had out here. And I think, the Ledger fans, I'm sure, are disappointed that they're going to go down to defeat, and the season will end here for Springs hockey. But really, it's been a pretty good one. They will go 16-5-1.
And that's a great year for them. I mean, that's, looking what last year they had 3 wins on the season and a turnaround and 16 wins for the Ledgers. A great year, and Fond du Lac struggled all year long, and now it's just
won
starting.
2 in a row for
Yep.
the first time in the entire season.
And
That they have put back-to-back games together.
with a win on Saturday, they could potentially go into that state tournament with a 5-14-4 record.
Yeah, unbelievable.
But as we said, we knew this was a very weak regional, or sectional, I should say, so anything could happen.
Far side wing, Brian Colleen drive, stopped out in front. Down to 10 seconds remaining to be played. And dumped to the ice goes Anders. And the clock's going to run down, and that's it. The final KFC score here tonight from the blue line, FIC, is the Fond du Lac Cardinals 4 and the St. Mary's Springs Ledgers nothing. And Mike and I will be back to wrap it for you right after this on your WIAA Hockey Report.
Kids, it's dinner time.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
You're my daughter, right?
Right.
And I'm Joe, your son. Joey.
Today's families are so busy, it seems they need time to get reacquainted.
So, honey, how are the violin lessons?
It's piano.
And nothing brings busy families together like KFC. Get 8 pieces of original recipe chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy, coleslaw, and 4 buttermilk biscuits for just $9.99.
Is it Dan?
Damn, right?
Try Dad. Everybody needs a little KFC.
back once again to the Blue Line FIC here. And the final score tonight is the Fond du Lac Cardinals 4 and the St. Mary's Springs Ledgers nothing here from the Blue Line FIC UKFC score. And Mike, the first 6 minutes of this hockey game were really key. I mean, Springs came out and played some very decent hockey in those first 6 minutes. I think in the first 6 minutes of this hockey game, Fond du Lac was a team that was playing scared, quite frankly. After Fond du Lac puts the goal in, Springers were the scared rabbits.
Yeah, they really were, and they kind of went and hit the hole at that point. They came out in the first 6 minutes, 7 minutes, and I thought at that point, we're going to have ourselves a heck of a hockey game here because they really dominated at all ends of the ice, both sides. But then after that one goal went in, it will be interesting to find out, talk to Mike Cowan exactly what happened with his team there because they just, for lack of a better term, kind of put their tail between their legs and ran a little bit scared. Unfamiliar, unusual for a Ledger hockey team to do that because they're usually pretty scrappy and come out. But you got to give some credit to Fond du Lac. I think that they played a great. The matchup that we talked about was there, and it went in Fond du Lac's favor, and that's the fine play for the defensemen, and of course Zink in the goal had an outstanding game. Fond du Lac right now, as we mentioned, they are just getting healthy for the first time on the season right now. That they've got their whole crew there. You put that together now, we've got more rotation. You've got some good, strong defensemen. That has been their strength. And a goalie that has been solid all year, but now has gotten hot. And he throws 2 consecutive shutouts in his last 2 outings. And, congratulations to them. The Ledgers, as you mentioned, Dave, will live to try it again. A very young, youthful team. They're going to lose some key skaters this year, but certainly that program headed in the right direction.
Mike, I thought very key in this hockey game was the play here tonight. And if you were going to have a player of the game, it certainly had to be John Coleman. And we've mentioned his name time and time again throughout the course of the season. Certainly maybe the finest player that the Fond du Lac Cardinals have, but he had a game of it tonight.
Well, he did. Special K was there all game long, very consistent.
I think he had a goal. Did he have a goal?
Yes, he did.
He had a goal and at least one assist
for sure.
And played outstanding defensively.
Yeah, well, he did. He's the catalyst of that defensive squad, and he, along with Troy Burgess, really get the job done. They matched those guys up a little bit tonight, which they normally don't do, and for whatever reason West Bowling did certainly was effective overall. But this is a team now that's really coming together, and I really felt that coming into this game, the defense was going to be the key for them, and it's turned out that way. That they really stepped it up and got the Springs out of their offense.
They got Springs down 1-0, but then the real key, the real turning point in this hockey game is when the Ledgers went on the power play, and Fond du Lac came out and attacked that power play. I remember John Coleman taking the puck away on a rather bad clearing pass by the Ledgers, and Goodrich was able to come up with a shorthanded goal and took a 2-0 lead at the time. And I thought that goal was very, very key in this game.
Well, it was, because not only the goal, but the emotional drain it takes on you when you give up a shorthander. And I had mentioned in the pregame that I thought that penalties could be a factor. The Cardinals score in about every imaginable situation today. They scored an even strength goal, 5-on-5 goal. They scored a power play goal.
They scored a 4-on-4.
A shorthander and a 4-on-4. So they did it just about in all way, shape, and form today. So in essence, I guess I was right that penalties would be a factor, but I just didn't envision it. That's the way it would play out.
All right, we've got the final statistics and one highlight to show you here from the third period.
Okay, thanks, Dave. And as we take a look at the final stats for tonight's hockey game, Springs with 20 shots on net. Fond du Lac ends up with 25 for the hockey game. 21 saves overall for Carl Bacon. For the Ledgers, Matt Zinkreff comes up with 20. An outstanding game for Zink once again. His second consecutive shutout thrown here in tournament play. And he's a hot goalie right now. And anybody knows hockey knows goalies can take you an awful long way, and that certainly should aid the Cardinals as they go into their right to go into the state championship game on Saturday here at the Blue Line Ice FIC. They'll play, of course, either Beaver Dam or Waupun, and that remains to be seen yet. Those two teams are in their second overtime over at Beaver Dam. Penalties, there was a lot of them, as it turns out. 5 penalties for the Springs, 18 minutes, throwing in the misconduct. Each team with one misconduct of 10 minutes. Fondy, 8 penalties for 24 minutes. Another big factor in this hockey game, Dave, is look at the power plays. The Ledger, 6 opportunities on power play action tonight, go 0 for 6. And again, a sign of strong defense that Fond du Lac was able to counter that. Fond du Lac did go 1 for 3 on the power play. Our stats brought to you by First Star Bank of Fond du Lac. Depend on us for all your banking needs. That's First Star Bank. One highlight to show you here, it came in the last period of play. We entered the period, it was a 3-0 score. However, at the 11:32, the Cardinals make it 4-0. That was a pretty goal. As Belongia gets the goal, Coleman on the assist, and just a great heads-up play by the Cardinals right there. Icing on the cake for Fond du Lac. Here's the call.
We're on Saturday night, all on Sunny 97.7.
Oh,
So it's moved up ice. They got a bust out here to Belongia coming in, shot a goal.
And that was a great headman pass out front of the pack to Benji Belongia, up all the way up to just outside the blue line of center ice, and able to take it in 1-on-1 against Bacon, beats them on the deke to the right side, and give the Cardinals their 4th goal of the game, making it 4-0 at that point. And that's the way we did finish out here from the blue line FIC. Fond du Lac wins it 4-0 over the Ledgers, and will advance now to Saturday's sectional final against yet, as we're taping this, unknown opponent, either Beaver Dam or Waupun. But the Cardinals, I should say, Dave, playing well enough at this point that they may make it back to that state tournament again.
Well, and we're still not, I honestly don't, at this point in time, don't know who won over there over at Beaver Dam. A couple of things to tell you. First of all, sad to report that Tom Nices has announced that he will resign as the Ledger head basketball coach effective the end of the school year.